Our handcuffs represents the violence that we are chained to in our community. So we are breaking free.
Our mission here at Breaking Free is to show children positive ways to solve physical and verbal abuse. As older peers, we have experienced early physical and verbal abuse at an early age in our communities and schools.
Breaking Free's project proposal was to partner up with the middle school and start a conversation about the different types of violence. The four different types of violence we discussed are domestic violence, verbal abuse, gun violence, and bullying. Also, we wanted to use art and humor to contribute other method of expression of violence.
We surveyed our high school students to find out their history of violence when they were in middle school. Most of them remember experiencing violence at the average age of 8. Only 37% of them remember discussing any violence, period, during middle school. Hold up, I'm shit, my fault. Our goal is to increase that number because 73% of them wish they had someone to talk to about violence during middle school. Our main goal is to decrease that age of violence exposure, not just in our community, but in DCPS and beyond.
We then built a partnership with Susan Middle School. We started our sessions with icebreakers. Playing our icebreaker not only was a great way to get Susan students to warm up to us, but also to show us that all the students have had violence in their lives one way or another, regardless of being a bully, being bullied, or even just seeing violence happen. We try to teach our students that they should follow our motto of stop the cycle because it stands for what they should do when violence is happening or about to happen. The first step is
Step back.
this means to remove yourself from the situation, either physically or mentally.
Think.
Figure out who you can turn to about this situation and clear up the misunderstanding from both ends.
Construct.
At this point, you should be able to build a relationship with your prior foe, an unlikely ally. With this, we hope to break free of the chains that tell us violence is the only way.
While at Susan Middle School, we decided to split the students into groups so that it would be easier to interact with them. In our meetings, we spoke to them about certain topics that were discussed. We opened up dialogue and asked them to share their stories if they were comfortable. By our second meeting, we decided to have them show their knowledge by using skits, art such as these, or rap. Their projects have shown growth with their meaning of what violence is to them and how to handle it.
During our time spent at Susan Middle School, we had a very successful impact on the kids. They wanted us to come back and develop stronger relationships with them. One student, Imani, said that over the weekend she had to use STC before her and a relative got into an argument. She said she felt like that was a great way to avoid a situation. We also started an Instagram account where we were able to track students using the STC cycle, and they shared their stories online. Each week, we asked students to have one situation where they were able to step back, think, and construct.
Our future goal as Breaking Free is to spread to other classes in Susan Middle School. We then want to branch out to different schools and bring them together to spread the word that violence is not the answer. Also, we want them to follow and apply the SEC rule on a daily basis. Our goal is also to have students open up more about their problems to peers.
But before we were able to talk to the students about violence in their lives, we had to reflect on our own disagreements that we had as a team and in our community. First off, our growth as a group has been tremendous because it was a number of students that decided to stick with this Aspen program. Also, I would like to thank my teacher, Mr. Lee, for pushing my teammates and I to participate in something that is strictly giving back to our youth. Also, I would like to thank the Aspen Challenge and the Bezos Family Foundation for allowing everyone here to change the world, not just our community. Our youth will continue to grow as long as Breaking Free continue to live in DC public schools and beyond, so we can all stop the cycle.
Thank you, Washington Metropolitan. Thank you. Judges, do we have questions? Ms. Ford.
Great job, you all. That was an awesome presentation, a very important topic. I want to know how you all decided to choose those three main steps: step back, think, and construct. Can you walk us through your process and thinking behind those three?
Well, we decided to use the STC steps because those were the main steps that our youth have a problem with practicing right now. No one wants to sit and think about the situation anymore. Everyone wants to just react off of actions that are put upon us sometimes. So therefore, when we have a system that we can use to help us get through our problems, it will make it easier for us to live together as a community.
Any other questions here? You were so good.
I will might as well use some of the time to give you one more. You talked a lot about the middle school experience and how the students responded to step back. Tell me a little bit more about the experience at your high school. What was that like? How did the students respond there?
Okay, we come from Washington Metropolitan, which is the alternative school. So we have students from all over Southeast, uptown, and they from different hoods and stuff. So we based our survey upon them because we all experienced some type of bullying, domestic violence, verbal abuse upon us. So we figured if we could use our dialogue and stuff to get to them and help them step back, think, and construct, we can all do the same thing. With middle school and us being older, we have the experience, so we can help them overcome their situations before they even have to experience anything.
Really good answer. Yeah. Ms. Gonzalez.
You talked about wanting to spread this to additional schools. Can you tell me a little bit about how you would do that?
Well, I think the first step is by starting with one school and see how we are able to connect with those kids and how well they connect to us. So then we can spread the word on social media, can we come to y'all schools and help kids in y'all community, or talk to principals and reach out to other organizations that are doing things like we are, so we can come together and make a bigger community, I guess.
I would also like to add just real quick that most of us are about to graduate this year. And so we figured we can keep it going by offering as community service, since the seniors need community service to graduate anyway. Plus, it'll be a great experience for them to work with the kids and get a chance to, grow with more than just school.